10 a.m. Saturday morning. So I really don't do too much on the weekends, especially lately. I don't really care to go out and, like a lot of people, they go out on the weekend, they'll be drinking or out at the bars or anything. I don't know, I don't really care to do that anymore. I'm not sure why, it's just something that I just kind of grew out of it. I guess it was just like maybe a phase or something. But yeah, right now I really want to focus on working on myself and just moving forward in my life. And I know that going out every night on the weekends that's not going to get me anywhere. Especially when you work full time, it's tough to really work on yourself during the week. Time right now it's a pretty precious thing. So I'm trying not to waste any of it. So that's why I really try to utilize my time on the weekends when I can. And plus it's always nice to not wake up hungover in the morning. Today I want to talk about computers. Specifically, MacBooks. I feel like the biggest thing with these, hold on. Okay. So, I feel like at first glance, first thing you notice with these is the look of them. Now, I feel like Apple is pretty notorious for having a sleek, minimalist design, which personally I really like. I really like the feel of it. It's all metal. It looks pretty good. That's one of the things that I really like about Apple is just the design. There's not much to it, which I really like. I think it looks incredible. So that's definitely one of the things that I like about it. Now, as far as using it, if you're going to be using this for video editing or if you're making music on it, if you're doing anything creative, then a Mac is definitely the way to go. If you're just looking for a regular computer, then I really wouldn't recommend something like this. At least not one that's as expensive as this one. I think that this one was around $2,500. It's the 15.4-inch screen, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 solid-state storage. The reason that I went for the more expensive one is just because I thought to myself, if I'm going to get one, then I want to get like a really good one. I didn't want the 13-inch screen just because it's too small. For me personally, I didn't like it. If you're going to be doing anything creative, I would recommend getting one. If not though, a regular one is fine. I definitely recommend going for a cheaper one if you just want a regular computer. This one came with the touch bar, which I feel like a lot of people, they weren't sure about. I really like it actually, especially when I'm editing videos. I feel like it's pretty easy. It's pretty convenient when you have the touch bar there, because when you're splitting clips, it gives you the option right there, and it's very easy to navigate around. So personally, I like the touch bar a lot. I know that some people have mixed feelings about it, but I guess it's all just personal preference and if you could find a use for it. Now, some of the things that I don't like about this, I don't really care for the fact that there's the Thunder ports now, and there's only the Thunder ports. I don't really like that, because then I had to go out and buy this adapter, which I think this was like $80. Yeah, that's kind of an annoying thing. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just, I feel like it's kind of unnecessary to have 4 of the Thunder ports and at least not 1 USB, because a lot of things still require that. So another thing that I don't like about this is the keyboard. I don't understand, it doesn't feel right, it feels weird. I really like mechanical keyboards, so when I have this, when I'm trying to type things on this, it feels weird, it feels flat and unresponsive. I guess that's just my opinion, so, whether other people like it or not, I guess it's really up to you, but it's just one thing that I didn't really think was good. And I think that that's because they make these things so slim anymore. I guess Apple just, you know, they kind of did away with the traditional keyboard and they made it like this. I don't know why, because I personally don't think it's better. Oh, and another thing I noticed with this is when I'm working on this for an hour or so, I notice that it gets really hot. And the last thing I need is for this computer to overheat. So I don't know if it's a normal thing for these things to get really hot after a while. Yeah, it's definitely one thing I noticed. It was a bit concerning, but I'm gonna try to do more research on it and see what I could find. And another thing that I didn't really care for about this, and maybe it just takes some getting used to, but I personally, I'm not crazy about it, is the touchpad. I mean, it's a pretty good size, but sometimes I feel like it's just unresponsive. Maybe that's just me, I don't know, but I personally don't really care for the touchpad at all. That's why I think I'm just gonna end up getting a mouse just to make it a little bit easier when I'm using it. Yeah, so these are some of the specifications for mine. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I just figured I'd share some of my thoughts on this. Maybe it could help some of you guys out in case you are looking for a new computer. Headed to the gym now. I'm gonna get a quick workout. You know, so it's only 12:30 right now. I always like when I'm really productive on the weekends, because like I said before, I don't really have a lot of time during the week to do things, so I like to, you know, catch up and be very productive on the weekend, especially early in the morning. I don't know, it's a pretty nice feeling getting up and just, you know, getting a lot done. Like I already shot most of this video, so that's nice. I'm gonna edit it soon, so it's a pretty good Saturday so far.